crafty ones! So today I have my one little word spread for you about my January actions on my word begin. So I start off with some gesso onto my Midori pages, Midori pages, and I actually decided to combine my actions with my reflections page. So if you read my first blog post about one little word, I said that I'm taking my own approach on this since I'm not doing the workshop. I never have with Ali Edwards. So I'm kind of just doing it as I feel right for myself. So my plan was to do an actions page this week and then next week a reflections page. But I decided to just combine them both, and then I'll just journal on top of this page next week, at the end of next week, on my reflections. Sorry, I snapped because Professor's acting up back there. Alright, so I'm just going in with my heat gun and drying it in there so it can dry faster. The point of the gesso was to add some texture for what I'm going to apply next, which you'll see soon. I use some gelatos, so just add some extra texture and it makes my gelatos work so much better. This is actually my second time trying to record this because the first time I was halfway through quote-unquote recording and I never clicked record. I only do voiceovers once because if I make any mistakes, it's human. You know what I mean? I don't really mind. And so it's my second time. And I think it's my first time ever doing a second voiceover. Anyways, so I'm using Faber-Castell gelatos. I don't know the colors I used off the top of my head. I do apologize. But you see how they spread easier with the gesso before. If you've never used gelatos, if I just did it on the plain Midori pages, they wouldn't spread like that. They would stay like that crayon texture, which is fine if you want that texture or if that's what you're going for, but that's not what I wanted for this. So that's why I put gesso before, and then I just wanted that added texture as well, since I did put the gesso on a little rough at certain places and things like that. And I'm going in with a makeup brush sponge thing to spread it around. You could use your fingers if you wanted to. It's a little messier and you have oils on your fingers, which is why I don't like to. You could go in with a baby wipe as well, which gives a completely different look. And it does wipe a lot of the pigment off. And I wanted a lot of the pigments to still be there because I wanted it bright and vivid that the gelatos give off, which is why I absolutely love gelatos. If you've never used them, I definitely suggest them because there's so much you can do. And no, I'm not a sponsor for gelatos. I just love them. So yeah. So I'm just spreading it around, mixing the colors. So I chose these colors because it went with that floral ephemera piece I really wanted to use on this. I talk about in my blog post why I chose to do what I did on this spread specifically. So be sure to check it out. I'm going to link it down below as I always do. And you'll read more about my process, how I'm doing on my one little word, things like that. And I would also love to hear how you're doing on your one little word. If you're following Ali Edwards or if you're not, I just love to hear about your progress, what word you chose, anything like that. So feel free to share it in the comments. Anyway, so I'm fussy cutting this floral piece out, and this paper is from Tuesday Morning. It came in this huge paper pack, and when I say huge, it was huge. It came with all of these floral sheets in rainbow colors, pretty much. So it has all the colors and florals you ever need in life. I originally got it because I thought I was going to use it for scrapbooking and things like that. But I feel like my style in scrapbooking and art journaling are kind of different. So I don't use it in scrapbooking. I use it more in mixed media, things like that. I'm starting to morph my styles now as I experiment more, but that's a whole other tangent. I think it's just finding what you like and figuring it all out. It's a whole process. So anyways, I use a glue stick because I think that's the easiest thing to use whenever you're doing mixed media, things like that. It dries the fastest and it sticks on there really well. And it doesn't buckle your pages as liquid glue would, like Mod Podge or anything like that when it comes to these Midori pages, since the pages are so thin. I wasn't too sure how the gesso was going to hold up on these Midori pages, to be honest, and I'm really happy with the outcome. It didn't really buckle or anything like that, so you could use gesso. I did a thin layer, so I don't know about a thin layer. Professor's wrestling around in the background if you heard him. I'm sorry about that. Professor's my dog, in case you don't know. Alright, so again, this sheet of paper is from the same paper pad that I used not last, but like the same one as the floral one. And then I go over it with some gesso to give it this distressed vintagey look. Overall, I wanted it to look like one whole page rather than I just pasted paper on, of course. So the gesso really helps. You could absolutely go in like after you're done gluing all the sheets that you want and go in with the gesso, but I like to do it during the process because I'm such a visual person, so I like to see it as I go. This paper here that I'm cutting into strips is Heidi Swap that I end up not using, so it's completely pointless. But I just wanted to show you that the whole process. Like, I do go through some things where I'm just like, no, it didn't work. I'll just add this paper to my scrap box. You know what I mean? It happens. It just didn't go with what I wanted. So I ended up going back to that same sheet of paper and cutting a strip off and gluing it next to the floral. So it's some green color because I felt like, I don't know, there needed to be some green over there for some reason. So I paste that on, and then I go in back again with my gesso to distress it a little bit, I guess. Excuse me. And I'm fussy cutting this other floral piece, which is from the same flower as that red one that I glued on. And I put that on the other corner. So I play around with it, see where I want it, figure it all out type of thing. Alright, so yeah, I go in again with the gesso, and then I just dry brush it on, and do that. So this process I really enjoyed. It's just, what I did struggle figuring out, like, what I wanted to do to show my action through my word begin. I think that's what I like about this is, like, I already know what I want to write down, right? But how am I going to show it visually in my journal? Like, how do I want to express it in my own artwork type of thing? As I mentioned in my last video, I wanted to make this like a brain dump, however I needed it for this week. So it's kind of just like my, what's the word? My outlet, like just to vent type of thing, but through my artwork. So again, I'm just going in with some pigment over top of the gesso just to add some pops of color. And then I'm figuring out how I want to place my Let's Do It card. The Let's Do It card is from Studio Calico, that ephemera piece. I'm not sure where it's from, but I love the colors in it. They're very bright, and it just, I don't know. The way I picked out the pieces is by whatever I felt drawn to, I guess. I didn't really second guess it. I picked out my pieces without knowing, like my ephemera pieces, without knowing what I was doing for this. And then I realized that they matched, and I went with that. Alright, so these ephemera pieces are from Studio Calico. Which month was it? Was it November, I think? I think I got these in my November kit, if I remember correctly, the Documenter kit. And I felt they just complemented the page really well with the colors. So and then I have this You Can Do It that I just thought was really motivational for my actions. And then I'm in my ribbon box so that I could thread this ribbon through this circle tag. So just tie a knot, and I end up ripping the paper. I don't know why I was pulling so hard. But I fix it by just taping the back of it. I get some tape and I tape the back with double-sided tape so it could just stick on. I was a little upset that I ripped it, but you can't even tell, so it's not a big deal. It happens. So that's glued on. I'm dabbing it because there was some sticky glue on top of there, so I just wipe it with a baby wipe, and it comes right off. I go in with a heat gun to just let some stuff dry that wasn't fully dry. And then I have these stickers that I got from Walmart. They have such a weird texture on them. Like they look like they would be soft, right? That's what I thought whenever I bought them. They're not. They're like these sticky stickers I would not ever use on like a scrapbook layout or something. But like I said, I don't really mind on this journal. This journal is just like a dump for me, and it really complemented the page. But I hate feeling these stickers. Like the texture on them is so weird. But the stickers are so pretty, so I don't know. Such a conflict. And then I have my Uniball Signo white gel pen that I just got, and I'm obsessed with it. I know you probably think it's weird that I decided to journal with a white pen, but I did because I didn't want my journaling to pop. Like, I feel like if I journaled with a black pen, it would have just been overpowering on my layout, and I really just wanted to create something that was pretty to me. So that's what I did because that's what I felt like doing this week, and I felt like that's what went with my theme type of thing. So I didn't want to take away from that, so that's why I journal in white, and you can kind of see it, kind of not. You can see it a lot better, like in person, but that's what I decided to do. So I'm just journaling about what I started, things like that. So make sure you check out the blog so you can read more about it. I hope you enjoyed this process as much as I enjoy creating it. It was definitely a lot of fun. But yeah, so make sure you subscribe, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thanks a bunch for watching. Till next time, crafty ones. Bye!